India's economic agenda for the first 100 days, manufacturing sector is likely to be on that agenda well beyond those 100 days as well. A Reuters report delves into what India's manufacturing reforms that rival China could look like. Now, call it reforms or hard-nosed capitalism, Reuters say that India is working on a strategy to make it easier for businesses to hire as well as fire workers. As a part of its election pledge to transform India into a global manufacturing hub, Prime Minister Modi, if he comes back to power, plans to offer subsidies for domestic manufacturing. Now, right now, India is the world's fastest growing major economy at 8.2%, but it still has a very long way to go to catch up to China's manufacturing prowess. Now, India accounts for less than 3% of global manufacturing compared to China's 24%. So China plus one will need more investments and bigger, bolder reforms. The government is targeting upping India's share of global manufacturing to 5% by 2030 and 10% by 2047, the year of the Viksit Bharat, or of India becoming a developed economy. But there are obstacles to this manufacturing dream. It turns out there are three big ones. One is, of course, restrictive labor laws, difficulty in acquiring land, and a very complicated tariff system. One of Modi's key projects, the Dholera Special Investment Region or DSIR in Gujarat. Now, this was his brainchild when he was the chief minister of the state. DSIR is slated to rival China's special economic zones like the one in the Pearl River Delta, which is crucial to China's rise as a manufacturing powerhouse. Industrial land and logistics supply chains are plug and play for investors in SEZs. For India, Prime Minister Modi wants to create similar zones to attract more manufacturing and easier operations for various players. Then the labor laws, the next big crucial hurdle. Now, currently companies with more than 100 employees need state government approval to hire or fire workers. This makes it tough for businesses to adjust their workforce based on demand. Although there's been some legislation to raise this threshold to 300 employees, implementation has been stalled by state governments. Can Modi push these changes through if he wins big in 2024? Well, that's the question for the government. Then there is the high tariffs on imports, which are also driving up manufacturing cost. For example, while India has cut import duties on smartphone components to 10%, Vietnam's rates are even lower, ranging between nil and 5%. Now, this makes, of course, Vietnam more attractive for manufacturers. Moreover, customs processes in India are slower and more cumbersome compared to China, adding to both the cost and complexity of doing business. Modi's proposed measures aim to tackle these issues by easing labor laws, simplifying land acquisition, and lowering import tariffs. He hopes to create a more favorable environment for manufacturing in India. Now, this in turn could generate employment and drive economic growth. But what about the opposition? Critics argue that changing labor laws might strip protection from many workers, and there are concerns about the socio-economic impact of large-scale industrial projects. The main opposition party in India, the Indian National Congress, believes that labor law decisions should be left to states and calls for a review of the labor codes. Will this clash with the view affect Modi's plans, if at all? We'll have to wait and watch. But Modi's vision to position India as a key global manufacturing hub is clear. He wants to create jobs and ensure sustaining and sustainable high economic growth. And this obstacle, this could face obstacles by the way of implementation if Modi does not get a successful guarantee of a government come tomorrow. How successful will he be able to navigate through those will define India's next wave of growth.